You might know him as Grandpa James, the trash-talking Trinidadian, or the Ross, the Jamaican bad boy. If you haven't already seen him traveling the world with his one-man comedy shows, you've definitely seen him on Instagram. He's the in-your-face life of the party, managing to rep all of the Caribbean while never letting people know which country he's actually from. That's right, he's Majah Hype. And what better way to get to know the current face of Caribbean comedy than over a plate of Caribbean food? I sat down with Majah to learn more about the man behind the hype. Thank you so much for joining me. Now first, for anyone who has been living under a rock, tell us, who is Majah Hype?
I would say comedian, actor, entertainer. I started the entertainment business at an early age. That's part of my personality, just to be the clown and the person who likes to bring joy to every situation and just have people have a good time, you know? About 3 or 4 years ago when we started Instagram videos and stuff like that, I started, showing the difference of the cultures within the Caribbean, and it was successful, and, I ventured out into stand-up comedy, and here we are today.
Did you think when you were doing your first set of Instagram videos that it would take off as much?
Absolutely not. I mean, at first it was just, at that time I probably had about 1,500 to 2,000 followers, so it was just about making the people who I knew personally laugh and joke, but I noticed that, the following started to increase and people were adding friends and, you know what I'm saying, and I always hashtag my stuff and I saw the hashtags being used and stuff like that, and it's been successful by the grace of God,
Now, your comedy has evolved to a larger mission of uniting the entire Caribbean. Why is that?
As far as Caribbean, it's not really any light being shed upon that region as much as we want it to be. They always have actors that play like Caribbean people in the movie, and we know for a fact that that's not a Caribbean person, or they don't sound like a Caribbean person, and we feel like we're not being represented the right way. So I remember just coming to this country when everybody thought that when you spoke with an accent, you were just right away Jamaican. You know what I mean? No matter, and they couldn't differentiate the differences of the Caribbean accents. So a lot of people would hear a Bajan speak and be like, "Where is he from? Jamaica?" And then they'd be like, "No, he's from Barbados." "Oh, what is that? A parish in Jamaica?" Like, no, it's not. It's a totally different country. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Now, it's a wider range, and people accept what I do, and they feel like I'm representing them in the right way, in the right aspect. And we just trying to make our mark in history as well.
Do people ever tell you your accent was spot on?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time.
Have you ever had anyone say, "Nope, that was not it"?
I think people doubt me, and then they tend to doubt themselves after. Like they'll say, "You said a word that I don't know. I heard my mother say it one time, but we don't use it as often." You know what I mean? And they'll say, "You can't be Jamaican." And then they say, "Maybe, I don't know." And then they say, "I think you're Trinidadian though, or Guyanese."
And so that's why you purposefully don't tell people where you're from. Is that part of the mystique?
Of course.
How so?
If people don't know where you're from, then they can't claim you. I just feel like if I did come out tomorrow, let's say I was Bajan and I came out tomorrow and I said, "I'm from Barbados." I feel like the other countries would feel like, "Oh, now we feel like he's making fun of us now. Now it's not like he's representing us." So I'd rather people wonder. You know what I'm saying? I might come out tomorrow and say I'm from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, "What?"
Eventually, the smell inside Sunrise gets to be too much, and we finally partake in some Caribbean cuisine. Our plates arrive, and it's the perfect time to talk with Majah about his legacy and an emerging generation of Caribbean entertainers. What can new Caribbean comedians do to set themselves apart and not be put into a box?
Right. I think it puts you in a box to say you're representing one thing. You know what I mean? As an entertainer, I don't think you should put yourself in a box to say that I'm just representing here, or I'm just representing this place, because then that's who you're gonna have. And you're not gonna expand, you're not gonna grow. Create your own lane so that you stand away from everybody else, When I first started doing the videos, there's probably about 2 of us doing it, you know what I mean? And now, if you, which is 3 years later, if you go on Instagram, you see there's hundreds and thousands of Caribbean comedians, or should I say comedy actors, because to me, being a comedian means that you can do stand-up. You know what I mean? You might be a comedic actor, or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, but to be a comedian, you have to touch that stage.
What do you want to be remembered for, and how do you define your success?
Success is making a goal and reaching that goal. So whatever your goal is, you know, if you reach that goal, that's what your success is. You know what I mean? Some people see success as large sums of money. There's so many artists that and actors and these people that died broke, and you would feel that they was rich. You know what I mean? But they succeeded by doing what they did because they left a legacy behind. My goal is to unify, just to show the many talents, you know what I mean, and the unification, because I can't preach unification if I'm not helping anybody. You know what I mean? So just to help my culture and to help my community, you know what I mean? That's what they can expect.